Hey everyone, so today's video is another storing photo cards video, which I haven't done in about 4 months, and I've somehow managed to accumulate 500 cards in that time. So we're just gonna get started. I'm first gonna start out with these two A5 binders to go ahead and get them out of the way. So one change I've made since my collection update is that I'm working on moving all of my A5 binders into Meow Cafe pages. So far I've done 2 of them. Pretty much the collection's the same, I just am now using the slim sleeves. And for ZB1, I have 4 cards, and I went ahead and moved these cards onto the bottom of this page. They used to be on the next one, and then I switched them with these so that I could put these cards from Cinema Paradise on the bottom, since they're both outdoor sets. And this spread is complete, pretty much with this collection, just collecting 1 or 2 sets per era. Then moving on, I have a few cards for CIX. Same thing, the cards are just in these slim pages. I believe in my collection update, I mentioned wanting to fill the last spot on a lot of these pages, so that's what I've been working on lately. Okay, this era has an uneven amount, and I'm gonna do some reorganization since they're kind of all over the place. Okay, so this page is gonna be continuation of the purple pink hair. And then the back, his brown hair. And then this card doesn't really fit, so I kind of want to put it here just to get it out of the way, and this era is more hard to find cards for, so I'm just gonna put that there until I find something else. Then 458, I have this card to finish this page. And then this one, I'm gonna put here. I had another card that went here, but I took it out because it just did not match. And I'm gonna reorganize these. And then for 0 or 1, I have these last 2 pobs for this page. Didn't collect too much for this era, but I might go back and collect some more later. And I feel like last time I talked about CIX, I didn't know if I was gonna continue this collection because I didn't really know like the future of their group, but they did manage to come back after everything that happened with Thunder Fever, and it was amazing. And I've already collected all 4 of his regular album cards and started collecting a few pobs, so that answers that question. And yeah, that is CIX, pretty much all the same, just in new sleeves. Then moving on to enhypen, which I have a honestly pretty big stack for them. Honestly, I feel like this collection took a back seat for like 2 years or something with me, but this is a collection that I genuinely want to continue, and I really wanted to catch up and complete everything I had neglected. So, starting with Sunu, I have all of his cards for Romance Untold, which there was a lot of them. Basically, a couple months ago, I decided to finally lock in and just complete all of his cards through Mercari Japan, because I was tired of being eras behind at a time. So this era had a lot of cards, and I think I set them up like this. So these are the 6 album cards. These were the, I think, engine version, and then this is just a POB that's this concept to match. Basically, my goal with Sunu is just to complete 9 pocket pages per era. And then these are the leftover cards that kind of just spilled onto the next page, which I'll probably try to find something to put on here later. And I think this one's his target card, and these 3 are the Weverse version. Then to the next era, Romance, Untold, Daydream. I've completed all of his cards as well. This era, I honestly have no clue what all these cards are, because they all look kind of exactly the same. I know 4 of them are the regular album versions, and then there's the Japanese version, and then Weverse, something like that. So I just know this is a Weverse version, and this is from the Japanese version. And I'm basically laying these out where this column is all of the striped shirt, and then this column is the snowy looking ones. And then Polaroids in the center, and that is Daydream complete. This era kind of stressed me out to collect because all the cards look super similar and there was a bunch of different versions, but once I actually looked at a template, it was really obvious. And then this POB I just got in a set on buy, so it's just going right here. So I need to find something else to put on this page, but so far, for all the eras that I stopped collecting my top 3 for, they're pretty much all nice 9 pocket spreads for the era, and I am really enjoying collecting Sunu again. Then moving on to the back, I have some merch cards. So I feel like I've mentioned in my most recent videos that I'm really into manga collecting now, and one of those being enhypen's webtoon. So I have the other set of character cards. So this was the original memorabilia set I had, the one that came in that box. But on buy, I found the other one, and for some reason I just really wanted all the cards they have as their characters rather than just the ones of themselves. I was happy to find a full set of this. I actually like these ones more than these. I think because the backgrounds are more cohesive, but I don't know. Both of these sets are so cute. And then I have a few of the special Sunu ones. No clue what any of these are from, just found them on buy. So the first one is this group card, and then I have this Decellis Academy, I don't know, ID. And then I have this one that's like with his phone, and then this one is Alenti that switches between his regular character and then younger character, and eventually I'll probably get more cards from Dark Moon to put on this page. And those were all of my enhypen cards. So completed this page and both of these eras. Now moving on to Cravity, which I have so many cards for. Both of these boxes are completely full to the brim. So first order of business is completing my Taeyeon collection with all the final cards I was waiting for months from Pokemarket. The first page being this one. This spot is still empty, but I literally just do not like the card that goes there, so I'm kind of just not including it as a part of this being complete. Then this page, his ID and Black Rouge collab cards. This is something I was just working on, adding in more unit cards per era just to fill the 12 pocket page. then Awakening Pobs, this one, and this one. Then more Awakening Pobs. This is one of my all-time favorites. Then the last one on this page. And the last one on this page. This is like the last card I need for my whole collection. And for Liberty Era, if you've been following this channel for the last, I don't know, 2 years, I've needed this Jungmo card from Wonderwall, and one day I finally just bought it on Pokemarket, because since this era came out, I don't know how many years ago this was at this point, I've needed this card, and now the day has come. It is complete. Okay. Then moving on to the merch section, all of this was done. Okay, starting here, I have the last 2 selfies from this fan meeting. And then his last concept card. This was already done. And then I have these last 2 tour concept cards. And then Taeyeon Collection lore, I was missing this card for the longest time ever, and it was basically the last card I needed to find to get this far. So now Summer Sea Crew is complete. Then I have this Japanese card. And that is it for this binder, not including the cards that I am purposely excluding. I just need that one fan meeting card to finish this binder. This one, who knows if I'm ever gonna get that, but otherwise this is complete. Then moving on to binder number 2. Again, this was all just me trying to plan out different unit cards to get to make these pages look good. Moment of silence for the greatest moment of my life. This PLVE version from the Seeker version of Sunseeker. This is my favorite page of my whole entire Cravity collection, and this literal $3 card was the bane of my existence, and now she is complete, and I can know peace and happiness. Then this last Sunseeker Pob for this page. And all of that's done. Then moving on to Evershine. I have a few different top 4 pop sets that I collected later into the era to finish these pages. This set is like the last one with Minnie having red hair, like all these ones did, so it kind of transitions into the other ones. And then, honestly, none of these look good on this page, so it was either these stuffed animal cards or the rain jacket cards. And I think these ones go better, so put them here. And then these, I was just going to put on this page to fill it up more, since I didn't really know what else to put here. Then moving on to Sea Crew. So when these were coming out, I kind of flopped and didn't actually buy all the plushies I should have bought to get the cards, because I thought I'd be able to find the cards after the fact, and that has proven to not be the case. But these plushies were honestly insanely expensive, from Starship Square with the shipping, so I didn't want to buy all 8 of these, so yeah. But I have 6 of the 8 cards. I bought these 5 plushies myself and then managed to find this card on Pokemarket, and I'm still looking for these 2. And then for the bottom set of this page, I have all of their Beyond Your Memories trading cards from that fan meeting, and they're wearing the exact same outfits, so one of them is going to fill this set. Probably the one with the buses. They're wearing the same outfits, but he has different hair, so like I don't really know what's up with that, but the outfits match. These backs are so cute, but I am depressed that this page is not complete. Then for this page, I have the other set of selfies. And then both sets of concept cards. And to think all of that was just box number 1. Still have all of these. And that leads into the newest era, Find the Orbit. So first page of each era is always the unit cards. So I guess this was the layout I planned out in my head. Basically, my goal for every era is to have all of Serum's 8 units, and then the 3 units with my other top 4 in them together, which would be Jungmo and Minnie, Jungmo and Taeyong, and then Minnie and Taeyong. And then after that, that's 11, and then there'll just be 1 unit left per page. So that's Jungmo and Woobin. And I think I laid these out because these are the same version, these are the same, these are the same, and these are the same. Yep, pretty much. Then moving on to album cards. This era had 4 sets for some reason, so it kind of doesn't work out as well, but I think I figured out a layout. So this first set is the Remember version, which were so incredibly hard to find because this album literally had no sales. So glad I managed to get all those because they were very difficult. And this is the Who and the R version. I'm skipping the We version because it looks better on the next page. Also, this is quite literally the least cohesive set of photocards I've ever seen, ever. Whatever. Also, why? Just, okay. Moving on. These are by far my favorites on this page. And then on this page, we have the We version, which is the best version of the era. And these match the Starship Square, so this whole page will be the same concept. These were the concept cards. And then the selfies. Then moving on to POBs, which are some of my favorite POBs they have ever had for many reasons, which I will explain. First set are these With Mew Lucky Draws. Again, my favorite concept, the Wii version from this page, and then they also have the cute hoods on. Then I'm just gonna leave this blank for now because the other cards look better together. So I'm probably gonna try and find more outside POBs for that page. And now the actual best POBs of all time. So the first set, which upsettingly I only have 3 of the 4, are the Ratatouille POBs from Makestar. Famously, my favorite kids movie of all time is Ratatouille. So I've seen this style of card go around for so many different groups that I don't collect, and was just impatiently waiting for the day that one of my groups would have these cards, and the day has finally come. So immediately had to get these. I still need the mini card, which is so irritating that it just is nowhere online. But at least I have these 3. But yeah, Ratatouille, my #1 favorite animated kids movie, Pixar, etc. Then moving on, the other best cards of all time, the Rilakkuma set. And Rilakkuma is actually my favorite Japanese character. Things like Rilakkuma, Sanrio, Miffy, those kind of characters that like everyone loves to collect. Rilakkuma has been my favorite since maybe middle school. I don't know, I've loved him for so long, so this set of cards was literally made for me. And then the last ones on this page are the ones with these cute little snake plushies. And these ones are special to me because it's currently Year of the Snake in the Chinese or lunar calendar. And fun fact, I'm actually Chinese and also Year of the Snake, which only comes around once every 12 years. And I feel like every year for like season's greetings, I see groups, you know, do the theme of what year it is. Like last year was Year of the Dragon, etc. And I've been patiently waiting for Year of the Snake to come around so that I could get the cute little cards, and they did not disappoint. Also, on these cards over here, from their season's greetings, they drew cute snakes on the back, which little things like this just make me happy. So yeah, that is this page. Just missing this, but this page is 100% catered to me and my interests and everything that I love. So yeah. Then next page, we just have other general cute pobs. So we have these Christmassy ones. It's funny because it's like the middle of April and this comeback was before Christmas, so these were relevant at the time. And then we have these ones, which are so cute. They're like holding plushy flowers. Love that. And then I have this set. I love how cohesive this set looks. And that is this one. I have a couple more sets on the way, which I might just put on this page, but we'll see. And then lastly on this page, I have their current 2025 season's greeting sets with the cute snakes on the back. Again, another elite set because they're outside. And yeah, for now, those were all the Cravity cards I have. Truthfully, I don't really know what's coming in 2025 for them. Honestly, just realized like last week that it's going to be their 5-year anniversary this month, and that just makes no sense to me, because in my head, they literally just debuted. But I've been around since their debut, so I am honestly shocked it's been 5 years. And yeah, I don't know if they're having a comeback anytime soon, because Find the Orbit was honestly a long time ago, but rather than a comeback, I would just like to ask, where is the tour? Their last tour in the US was like 2 years ago at this point, and I feel like every single other group that exists has gone on tour. And I'm like, the demand is here. We are begging. Please. Maybe there'll be a tour soon. Maybe I'm just delusional. But I just need to speak it into existence so I can get that. Please. Okay, so it's been like 2 days since I stored everything else. My nails are now painted, and it's finally time to store all the ateez cards, which might take a while because there's over 330 of them. So the first two are for this binder, which was formerly complete, but I have 2 pobs for Will era. So the first 2 cards I have are these infamous strawberry Go-Gurt cards. I don't really know what the Korean equivalent of this is, but it's like those squeezable yogurt tubes we have in America. And if you collect ateez or Seonghwa, sure you know about this card. I always wanted it when this era was going on, but it was really expensive and hard to find. But I managed to find a pretty good deal for this one on PokeMarket, so better late than never to get these. And I'm gonna put them on this page, which these are album cards and these are pobs, which normally I would not mix, but the same outfits as this card, and they fit better on this page than in the pob section. So after reorganizing this page, going to put them right here. And those were the only 2 cards for this binder, which is now considered complete again. And then moving on to this binder, which is new, I took out Golden Hour Part 1 from the binder it was in originally to then combine with Golden Hour Part 2, which I'm going to store today, and it will basically be a Golden Hour binder. But the first few cards I have are for Golden Hour Part 1. So for this page, I have a really random assortment of cards for San and Wooyoung. First one is this Digipack card. It's basically the 4th selfie from the concept I didn't store on the 9 Pocket page. Then this is from the Work to Live merch photo book. It's just one of the random cards you could have got. And then this is his Target exclusive card. I've had this for so long, but literally never had anywhere else to store it. And then the matching equivalent, so Target, Work to Live, Digipack. Now everything else for this binder is all Golden Hour Part 2, which I have slowly been collecting since release day. Didn't really plan to collect this many album cards, but they were so cheap, and at some point I just committed. So starting right here, I have OT8 album cards of the 3 regular album versions. Decided to go back to collecting OT8 this era because on release, I bought so many copies to try and collect all the US exclusives that I had over 50% that I needed anyway, and then I found so many great deals on Instagram, selling the cards basically for like $1 to $1.50 each. Also, these are some of my favorite album concepts in recent eras. Starting out with the 2 version non-selfies. I typically don't like collecting concept cards, but these ones are not what I would really consider a concept card. They're more just like iPhone shots. So it's different than just a simple concept card. Also, some of them, I mean, you could consider this a selfie. Then we have the 2 version selfies, and this is my favorite concept of the 3. This trio, best hair colors. Then we have the diary version, non-selfies. Then the diary selfies. It's my least favorite version of the 3, but still appreciate the poses. Then the 3rd concept, the 4 version. Then the last selfies. This look was wild. And then going back up to the front, I collected my top 3's cards for the Digipack and platform version. So I think these are the Digipack cards, and I'm storing them where all of the non-selfies are on the first page and then the selfies are on the second page. I considered storing all the members on their own solo pages, since combining the Digipack, platform, and regular album cards, each member had 18 cards and that would fill 2 perfect 9 pockets. But I decided against that since I wanted to collect OT8 of the regular album versions. So yeah, 2 diary, 4 concepts, then selfies, and then the exact same page layout for the platform cards. This card is so funny to me. And those are the last of the album cards. Next section is for the US exclusives. So the first ones are the Pearl versions, which I easily collected with the amount of albums I bought. Next up, the Target exclusives. Also, within the 3 US exclusives I collected, it's one of each concept version, which is really nice. So these ones were the diary version, these ones are the 4 version. And of this set, I managed to get both Seonghwa and San's gold Target card. In my initial copies, I pulled double Uno and then managed to trade both of them, which was great. I don't really know the amount of gold cards they put in these albums, but pretty much every single person I know pulled at least one. So definitely not that rare. Yeah, these are the Target ones, the adorable bullseye dog, so cute. And then lastly, which is my favorite one of the era, the Barnes & Noble Toast cards, which is also the 2 version. So all 3 versions represented. And rarely ever do I buy the Barnes & Noble exclusive cards or my albums from there because I don't typically love the pobs that come from there, and also they're wildly more expensive than Target or Walmart. However, for this set, yeah, did in fact have to buy 8 copies. And here is this cutie-full page. Then next up are Korean OT8 sets. These first 2 sets didn't really need, but they were like $- on Mercari Japan. So just collected them anyway. The first one being this Make Star hugging set. And then this one is music art where they're holding these little guitars. Then next up is From Store in the cute pink cat hats, and these are also the same outfits as both of these sets. Then these next 2 sets, I'm considering moving before these since they're the album version concepts. So these ones are the diary version, and then these ones are the 4 version, and this first set is Everline. This flower penguin plushie is maybe my favorite plushie they held of the era. Then we have these Apple Music cards with magnifying glasses. And I managed to get these in person at a K-pop store for like $3 each. Then next up I have this wintry Make Star set. It's wild how long I've had some of these cards because these were very topical when I was collecting them and it was December, and now it's the middle of April. Then this other Make Star set, collected because insanely cheap. If an ateez set is under like 3,000 yen, I'll pretty much just buy it. This set is From Store. Again, another really casual set, but I like these ones a lot more for some reason. Next up, Soundwave with these cat plushies. These days, since there's like a billion pobs, my goal is usually just to collect ones with props, plushies, or cute outfits. And I try to usually collect 1 set per outfit. Then next up, another one of my favorites, Dear My Muse, with the Snoopy hats and bags. Snoopy is one of my favorite characters. Loved Snoopy ever since childhood. And then the last OT8 pop set are these Make Star cards. And I wanted at least one OT8 set with their new hair colors, so like Yosong red hair. Then these last 4 pages are for my non-OT8 pobs. First page is for the ones in the album concepts. So this one I think is like Japan Tower Records, this one is Makestar, and then I think this one is the Hello 82 pop-up. Then next up, these ones are some of my personal faves. So first one is this Jump Up bunny card. Then I think this might be my favorite card from the whole era. Jump Up with the goggles and the Sanrio band-aids. And then this one is music art. And then I have the equivalents. Again, this Wooyoung card, one of my faves. And then this page, which are all the same concept, which is this darker concept. I don't really know why I liked this one so much, but I have most of the cards from it. This one is an Apple Music Lucky Draw. I think this is music art. And then this is Makestar. And then I have equivalents, so Sunghwa, Makestar, this Sunghwa Apple Music, and then I have Hongjun for music art because I couldn't find the Sunghwa of this for not crazy expensive. But he has the same blue background, so it looks the same. And then for this page, I have 2 sets left. First, I have this San and Mingi. And then also on this page, I have San and Hongjun, which are the music art Lucky Draws with a little dog puppet. I decided to combine these two because they are all very blue, so I want to get one more set of something that's just blue themed to go right here. But those are the final Golden Hour Part 2 cards I had, so I'll do a big flip through. I counted, and I'm pretty sure it was 28 pages for the era. So starting with top 3, these are the Digipack non-selfies, selfies, platform, then OT8, 2 version, diary, 4, then UX exclusives, Pearl version, Target, Barnes & Noble, then Korean OT8 sets, Makestar, music art, From Store, Everline, Apple Music, Makestar, From Store, Soundwave, Dear My Muse, and Makestar. Then non-OT8 pobs. So this page is blue. These ones are album concepts. These ones are lighter and cutesy. And then these ones are darker. And yeah, these are 2 of my favorites from the era as well. But yeah, that was everything for Golden Hour Part 2. I don't doubt a comeback announcement is right around the corner because World Tour was just announced, and bless, thank God, managed to secure tickets for Texas again. This will be my 5th time seeing ateez, so yep, already counting down the days. Let me know in the comments if you're going and which stop you're going to. Lastly, I have all of these cards for the ateez merch binder. And the first 2 cards I have are for this page. I decided to add onto this page since it only had 4 cards on it previously. And also these cards are similar in aesthetic, and also the merch products were kind of similar. But I have San and Sunghwa's Yes 24 Summer Photo Book pobs. These are legitimately 2 of my favorite cards they have ever had. And not even gonna lie, this is probably one of the most expensive secondhand cards I have ever bought from eBay. I needed it so bad that I just decided to pay for it and not even think about how much I ever paid for this. And it took forever to come in the mail, like 3 months. So to say I was stressed would be an understatement. But absolutely love, love, love these cards. Obsessed. They're so cute and they go so well together. And they also go really well on this page of like outside cards that come from summer photo books and that kind of stuff. Then the next two cards I have are for this page. So I actually got these two cards a long time ago on Pokemarket because they were really cheap, but they're Son and Wooyoung's SBS broadcast cards. I think they're from last year or the year before that, but they're super cute, and I thought they would look really good on this page because they're wintry, and also Wooyoung has the same hair. And also this page only had 4 cards on it previously, so that helps fill this one. Then I have these two Season's Greeting cards for Son and Seonghwa. So for the 2024 Season's Greetings, I didn't collect this set because most of the Yes24 pre-order benefits were in this set, and this was my preferred set of the two, so I collected this one. But I did want to have Son and Seonghwa's of this other version, so they're just gonna go on this page with these Japanese cards, and it kind of flows because Season's Greetings is right here. And again, now this page has more cards on it than just 4. And then the last cards I have are going to go after this page of tour cards, and these are tour cards as well. So in the corners, I have Son and Seonghwa's ateez light teeny covers, which I think are so adorable. I've had these for forever, but I just never stored them because I didn't really know where to put them. But I have finally decided what to do with all these pages and all these cards I've been hoarding for forever. So those go here. And then I also have some of the cards from the actual tour. So these two are the pop-up, I think, $50 card benefits. So they'll go here, and here. And then I also have these two from getting Son and Seonghwa's jerseys. Absolutely obsessed with the backs of these, looking like the jersey, and they have their birthdays. So I got Son's jersey because, you know, old bias tings have to represent. And then I got Seonghwa's jersey, 1, because I collect him, but 2, because I mention this at every opportunity. We have the same birthday, so this is actually my birthday, so I really wanted it on the back of the jersey. Was that smart for my wallet? No, because they were like $100 each. But I just got both in the moment because, I mean, it's like tour merch anyway. So no regrets. But yeah, that is this page. And it's kind of, these tour cards are sort of related to these type of tour cards. This is more like the Asian leg of the tour, and this was obviously in America. And yeah, that was all of the MISC non-album cards I have been holding on to for the last couple videos. And I like that most all of them helped fill pages, and I found spots for them without having to just create new pages. And also conveniently, the spots that they were going to go on were already relatively near the era they happened, so like these red hair cards perfectly go together. And then also putting those Season's Greeting cards on the page that was right after the Season's Greetings. And then these cards having a spot on this page. And that's all for this short clip of the video. Just wanted to put all these in before my full collection flipped through. First set I have is, I think this was an attendance benefit for one of their fan meetings or exhibitions, something like that. I also have some of the trading cards from this, but I'm still working on collecting those. Then I have both sets from their 2025 Season's Greetings, the light set and then the darker set. I actually bought 2 Season's Greetings this year for both sets, and thank God I pulled both of them, because I would not have wanted to trade a whole set. And then the darker set, which is, I think, my preferred set of the two. Especially this Son card and this Huion card. And then every single card left are all of their Pacific collab cards. So if you collect ateez merch, you probably know about this, but at some point, for like their last release ever, Pacific released this giant bundle of every single round of photo cards and benefits in one single package that was worth maybe $100. And it was basically like 13 or 14 OT8 sets for $100. And I didn't really have ambitions to collect Pacific before this. I saw the different rounds come out week after week, and I was interested in some of them, but then I was waiting for the prices to fall on Mercari Japan, and I really only planned on collecting about 2 or 3, and when I saw that bundle get released, first I thought it was fake. First I was like, there's no way this could possibly be $100 for every single photo card. But then when I found out it was real, I've never bought something faster my whole entire life, and now I have literally all of them. Honestly, I feel bad for people who collected these sets one at a time or joined goes for all of them, or even the people that hosted group orders for these, because wow, just this is one of the craziest merch drops I've ever seen from any company ever. But yeah, now I'm about to store all of them. I'm storing all of them except I think just one set, because it was just not my favorite. But the first one are these office cards. Now that I think about it, I think the big set came with every benefit except the very, very first one with the flower cards, but I don't care to have that set. So this was set number 1, and it also came with some IDs, but I don't plan to store those because they're plastic. Then next up we have this lollipop set. And then these next two sets go together. These are the concept cards and then the selfies. And typically, I don't store any of my ateez cards in clear sleeves, even if I like the photo card backs, but I recently moved all of my cravity cards into new sleeves, so I quite literally have like 500 unused Dragon Shield sleeves, and these Pacific cards have some of the best photo card backs ateez have ever had, like these, and then these ones are all of their birthstones. So for once I actually want to show them, and yeah, I have hundreds of Dragon Shields left over, so why not just go for it? It is kind of weird that these cards won't really match the rest, like with the white background, but I'm less fussy about that kind of thing now. And yeah, I typically don't really like concept cards, but when they look like this, yeah. I'm not gonna say no to that. And then the matching selfies. Love the purple background so much because purple is my favorite color. And this photo card back is truly stunning. Then next up we have these IDs. Honestly, don't really care about these, but just storing them anyway. And those were the matching set to these, which are double-sided. Honestly, wish they would have just given both sides of these individually instead of those IDs. Like, I don't really know why they're front and back, but whatever. And I tried to make it where some of them would make a heart with each other. However, not all of them do. And I mostly picked my favorite side per member, so they're not all going the same direction. So these two sort of make a heart, these two sort of make a heart, although not really. Then next up we have this one, which is I think my second favorite, and I especially love these photo card backs. Not really someone who cares about photo card backs that much, since majority of my collections are in white sleeves, but ateez and Pacific ate down with these. And that's this set. Again, this is like my second favorite set just because they're outside. And then this set is my number one. Also, the set I used for the thumbnail. Quite literally, there's never been a better photocard set than this. Like, 10 out of 10. No notes, this set is elite. Just every single card from this set, like, I don't have a favorite because every single one is the best. Then we have these two sets which go together, so the concept set and then the selfies. And again, I really loved the backs of these with all the different fruits. Me talking about the backs of ateez photocards feels weird because I have like 5,000 other ateez cards that are literally covered up. And then the selfie set, where they all have cherries. Strawberries and cherries are my two favorite fruit motifs, so love these, even if they are kind of simple. And then the very final set, and also last photo cards of this whole video, are the teddy bear set, which I think is my third favorite out of all of these. Always love a good plushie card, and also love that they're so cohesive because they all have the same background, same color palette, outfits. That is all the cards I had for this video. It was over 500 and over 330 of just ateez. So I'll do a quick flip through of all the merch cards I put away. The only set I didn't store was the concept cards from the outside set, which you'd think I'd really like because I love the outdoor cards, but the concept cards just didn't all go together as well, so those were the only ones. Yeah, cards for this binder started here. So these are from an exhibition, then Season's Greetings, and then all of the Pacific cards. And the big Pacific set also came with all of the forecuts and postcards and all that extra stuff too, which I'm super excited to have as well, because almost all of them were units. And the final set. And oh my god, I can't believe this video is finally stored. I've been saving up all these cards since I think November, so it's been about 4.5 months or so. And I actually can't believe I had this many cards accumulated, because I feel like I don't collect as much these days, but that's apparently not accurate considering how many cards I had. Honestly, felt like I haven't had any time to film because I've basically just been working non-stop, and that's literally all I do. So glad I had time to carve out this amount of time to filming this. If you managed to watch all the way to the end, leave any flower emoji in your comment because it is officially springtime. Also, comment down below if you're going to any upcoming tours, because in about a month and a half, I'll be seeing Stray Kids in Atlanta, and then in August, ateez in Texas. Also, begging and pleading and crying for Cravity to go on tour again. Literally, it's like my #1 desire right now. And also, literally just today, enhypen announced another tour with the world's saddest selection of cities and stops. So after like 4 years, who knows if I'm ever actually going to get to see enhypen live, but at least ateez was a W, so I'm just gonna be grateful and take what I can get. But yeah, with that, thank you all so much for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.